we just saw Interstellar, and can we, like, how the hell are we gonna explain this movie? It's gonna be, okay, just a warning, in case we spoil something, we apologize in advance, because it's gonna be hard to talk about this movie without spoiling it. Like, honestly, like...
There's so much in just...
Yeah, I mean...
if I could...
Yeah, I know.
That's how I feel after watching that movie.
Chris Nolan went full Nolan on this one. I mean,
what'd you say? Never go full
Nolan? Never go full Nolan, because you're just gonna leave everyone confused.
I was...
Especially the first time you're watching it, because this was, the first viewing, so... How do we even talk about this movie?
I feel the only person that will ever understand this is Nolan. It's like...
Yeah.
Not even the producer, not even anybody. I bet you the actors, like McConaughey, doesn't even know what was going on. He's just acting.
Yeah, no... He's like, I don't get it.
I'm just gonna do my job.
Wait. We just started talking about, like, the things... It's easy to talk about, like, the acting and the effects and all that stuff, Like, the acting was really, really good.
It was.
It was really good.
Always typical Nolan.
Yeah, he always gets good performances out of his actors, which is good.
McConaughey was great.
Yes. A lot of...
McConaughey.
A lot of real emotions are going on in the scenes involving him and his kids.
Daughter, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot more with his daughter. Than
a lot. He's really close.
Son.
Yeah, a lot of scenes involving him and his daughter.
You can kind of see why.
Yeah. She has more in common with him.
Yeah.
Except for the whole farming thing. That's where his son.
Yeah.
Is going.
You can see. I mean, like, you know, like, why they build that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get to, later on.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be hard to talk about the story because it's so...
There's just so much into it.
There's so much.
There's so many parts to the story.
So much happens in the movie.
So much, yeah. It'd be hard to watch it. I mean, hard for you to understand the first time you watch it. I think it's just like, it's gonna be a rarity that you will understand it completely, like what's going on. Most of it, once you get to like a certain part of the movie,
I would say this, like I told you, the middle part of the movie is like the least confusing about it. It's like it's straightforward.
Would you say like that's the
that's what I like the most, because
the final part of the movie when it starts to get confusing, when
the whole third act.
Yeah, the whole third act.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happens in the third act.
That's most of the confusion comes in.
Yeah, but even I guess even before that, there's a subplot, like a twist, I guess you could say. I don't want to give it away. Involving Michael Caine's character and another character I won't give away. That I kind of felt like, oh, you couldn't even need that. Like at the end of the movie, like once the movie ends, I think about like, well, you could have taken that off and taken that whole subplot out, and made the film more easier.
I understand.
It would have gone at a better pace.
Mm-hmm.
It would have helped the movie.
Because it really extended the movie.
It did extend the movie a little too much.
It did.
And
there's something that wasn't really... I mean, I can understand what they were trying to do with it. Like, I thought...
Because that kind of subplot I've seen done a lot of times, actually. So it's nothing, like, groundbreaking, like that. And then I felt like, oh, well, it felt kind of tacked on. Especially how the way the movie ended. Like, well, like I said, you didn't really need that.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. And then,
especially, like, in the beginning, I felt kind of rushed. Like, once he finds out, once he finds Michael Caine's character and they tell him what this, what it's about.
Yeah.
It seems like as soon as he found out, like, he made a decision really fast that he's,
Yeah, well, no,
so I felt like they rushed that part of the film right there, and then, like...
It seemed a little bit rushed.
Yeah, to me at least. It kind of, skipped, like, into moments. There's parts where, like...
That's because, the reason why it felt like that, because, they really had the first 20 minutes, it's a whole, they develop Matthew McConaughey's character and his kids, his family more.
Yeah.
And then you get into the whole space stuff a little later.
I just felt like Matthew
And
McConaughey, when he made his decision, I thought he didn't really think about the decision and just happened really fast. Him like leaving to space happened really fast. I don't know if I'm making sense.
I see what you're trying to say.
Like after they told him, like, all right,
why he needs to do it.
Yeah, it seems like he made his decision right away. Like he didn't even think about it. It was like within like the next scene, he was already saying goodbye to his kids.
Because the only reason that he kind of decided quickly because he was already a pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was so he knew didn't waste time with the whole we need to train you and all that.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is like you gotta like they told him like it's gonna be there's no exact time frame when you come back. You know, when he's trying to explain this to his daughter, you know, she says like you gotta consider like, well, maybe I shouldn't go, you know, like it doesn't seem like he thought about like the
there should have
something
been
that's gonna backfire on him, you know, like
there should have been a little
like pros
more,
and cons decision kind of thing,
and there should have been a little bit more inner conflict with himself.
Yeah,
about the
it seemed like he rushed it, like he decided.
But it's still that scene where he tells his daughter, that was a really powerful scene.
Oh, it was. Yeah. And then right after that scene, like he leaves, you know.
Yeah,
that's what I felt like that was kind of rushed.
But still, like the whole sequence is one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was then when he's driving off and then he gets
because it wasn't confusing.
Yeah. I said I didn't. That was a good part of the movie. It was. I just felt like maybe they could have like extended that and made it more touchy. You know, maybe him like cross his mind a couple times, like maybe like I don't know, maybe I should do one and I should not do it. And then, you know,
but it
next scene he's already flying off to space, you know?
Yeah, but it seemed like he was kind of struggling while he was telling his daughter.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, because he felt
like... they put all that in one scene.
Yeah.
That's what Nolan did.
Yeah.
Like the first couple of scenes where they're in space, it's really good.
Visual effects are crazy.
Yeah, especially...
I can't imagine in 3D. That would have been...
Well, it wasn't 3D, it was just IMAX. So.
Well, I know, but I can only imagine if you filmed this in 3D.
But I felt like there's a sequence like it was actually around the end of the movie where something happens, that weird part around the end, where like you feel the vibrations of the ship. You kind of feel like you're in there too.
Yeah.
It's weird because we saw it in a regular theater, not an IMAX. I can only imagine how 100 times better in IMAX. That moment in the film, at least. There's also a sequence involving water. I don't want to give away. A lot of water.
That was cool.
That was like.
The first time I saw it, the first time when you see like.
You see it?
Like the far away.
Yeah.
I actually thought like what Anne Hathaway's character said. I thought it made sense with that.
What she thought it was.
Yeah. And then once you get closer, you see the building.
But before they said what it actually was, I thought in my mind, whatever it is that thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
it's more likely that it was.
Yeah.
And then,
you just see it from a distance. I was like, my first initial thought was what Anne Hathaway thought. And once it kind of zoom in, I was like, okay, that doesn't look like what she thought.
Yeah.
That's what it actually is.
Yeah.
I was like, oh crap.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that whole sequence, wow. It's like mind blowing good. And it wasn't confusing. I'm gonna keep saying that. It wasn't confusing. Because what else should we talk about without spoiling it? Because it's super hard to even talk about this movie. What's that?
But Anne Hathaway's acting was good.
Yeah, I said the acting was good for pretty much everybody.
The crew was pretty good.
I didn't really have a problem with any of the actors, like acting wise. Maybe the way the way that one character was written. The character that comes in later in the movie.
Okay.
I didn't really like how the way he was written and
at first
the son eventually later in the movie.
Okay, yeah.
That too, like he does, like we talked about this, he does. His motivation makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
At the end.
They really don't really. The only motivation it would be the
one I explained, but I had to.
That seems the most logical.
If I say it in camera, it will be a huge spoiler. So, but that really didn't make sense to me. Let's see. Well, that's negative. I guess the movie.
They never
the
really
music. What'd you think of the music?
It went on well with the movie.
Yeah.
It was very kind of
I like the music.
dark-esque.
I like the music in the scenes where I like the best. Like when he goes away and the big a lot,
okay.
that sequence we just talked about. That piece, because I was actually really into I felt like into the movie. I wasn't like asking questions in my head.
I wasn't really thinking about anything else, just like just in the moment,
Yeah, and that's not to say that those are the only two parts in the movie that were worth it. No,
the movie was
the movie is good. It's just like we have a lot of like questions going on.
More questions I had for Inception.
Whoa. I don't know how many times you've seen Inception. I've seen like 4 times, I think.
I've seen it like 3 times.
Like 4 times. I pretty much get the movie.
I get the movie now.
The second time I got
Well, so like after the first time I watched both, I've been having more questions with this one than I did with Inception.
Yeah, me too.
And they're bigger questions.
And they're bigger
questions,
me,
I think.
And also
except
because
for like the last question of Inception
it's understandable.
At the end, but
yeah, it's understandable because this deals with space and
like quantum physics
and
time and
wormholes,
dimensions,
and all that stuff. That's
black holes.
Gonna be confusing to like.
It's a lot. Like it's hard to understand. Like time and like what they're trying to explain. It's like I'm not a scientist.
I know. It's like it's a little hard to get it. It's hard. I kind of have a feeling that I was gonna have a hard time relating to this, like really getting into the story because it's about all that stuff we just mentioned. All that science stuff. While Inception.
I'm not a big fan of science. Yeah.
Like Inception, it was a heist film in the mind. It's a little more simpler.
It's kind of like more
psychological. It's a little more simpler to understand.
Yeah, this is like you gotta kind of get like a basic understanding of like how time works and like gravity.
I kind of got
gravity. Seems like it was a big issue in this movie.
Like when they're explaining it and in some of the scenes, I kind of got it. Like the way time works, that was.
I understand like
that was kind of simple
with like the black holes and stuff. I understood that. But once you get like into the black hole and then like trying to get around the black hole,
like everything happened in the third act.
Like you was like I know like so. I don't know how they make it seem like relatively easy to go around this black hole without being sucked into the black hole. I mean, the black hole is really like there's gravitational pull of a black hole is pretty. And you know how Matthew McConaughey explains like how to get around it, not getting too close to it. But the planet seemed like it was really close to the black hole. Like you can literally like see it.
Yeah.
So I don't know how. It just seemed like I don't know. It was a little bit complicated too.
I don't know. Maybe we'll feel different if you watch it a second time.
Yeah.
But it's gonna. I think it's gonna be. Maybe it's gonna take three viewings to get it.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, instead of just 2.
Especially the whole sequence with McConaughey is like
at the end.
Yeah, when you're
like again, I kind of got it, but I don't.
Like he was like it was like a stage if he was high or something. You know, like this is the end when they get all trippy.
Yeah.
You're like, what is going on?
It's so it was. I think I tried to understand it. I got it a little bit, but.
It was kind of like,
and then he was explaining it
while he was in it, and then
I was like confused, but it was awesome to watch. I don't know. This movie is so confusing. Yeah, it's so fucking awesome. It would be more awesome if we weren't confused so much.
If we didn't have so many questions.
Because I think like, or maybe Nolan tried to do too much. He needs to back off a little bit sometimes. I feel
maybe take it like,
especially like dude like.
Because I think this is why people don't really like a lot of his films because it's kind of sad to say that you gotta dumb it down, but it's just like this one. I think he just went to the extreme with this one. Like he just went like full on out there with
like he was like probably like writing it and making the movie. He's like, wait, what if someone probably told him like, what if someone doesn't get this? Like, well, tough shit.
Not my problem.
Not my problem. We should know science.
Like, now I gotta go take like a quantum physics class or something
to kind of
understand what Nolan was writing about.
Because there's a lot of exposition in the movie about all that stuff.
About all the equations and
before, the story gets into gear. When the story gets into gear, but you still. I don't know, man. This is one of like the. This is probably the hardest review I'm probably ever gonna do.
And you know how like.
Because like, if anyone's like, of course, like this, a lot of people who haven't seen the movie are gonna see this. They're probably thinking like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about?"
Exactly.
Like,
you guys probably don't even understand what we're saying.
Yeah, like, but people who've seen the movie,
they might understand.
You know exactly what we're talking about. But I don't want to give it away because I want.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I do recommend to see it, even if you are more confused than us. It's still a great experience to watch in the theater.
I think it was gonna be like that though, like
that confusing.
Yeah, like
I was kind of afraid. I was like, oh man.
I didn't think it was gonna be. I was going to have all that Nolan in it.
To be honest, like before I saw the movie, I wasn't like hyped up, jumping off my walls, excited for it like it was his last couple of movies. And not because I was trying to get my my expectations lower because I didn't want him to go too high. I just the trailer didn't make him go high.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually happy that my expectations weren't high because if they were, I would have been probably disappointed. Good thing I didn't have super high expectations. But I don't know, man. I'm not sure I want to give this away because this character, okay, the character of the daughter, Murph, right? Is her name?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give it away, but like her performance was really fucking good, and that carried
the little girl.
Well,
when she got older,
she becomes. Yeah.
Okay.
She, along with McConaughey, she carries the film as well.
She just played a big role later on.
Really big role.
Yeah.
And
Hathaway did really good.
I just wanted to mention that.
I thought Hathaway did really good.
Because I can't say anymore because it's a spoiler. But I still want to give props
that character had
to that character.
Like big shoes to fill. Like whoever was gonna play that character, it was a big role.
Yeah, and also the machine.
The machine was funny.
I was hearing a little bit about that character.
Like people didn't like it.
Like no, that he was the best part about the movie.
Wow.
That I was kept hearing like that, like those, and then I was like, is that like a machine? Because I heard the name Tars, and when I see the movie, who did the voice of that? By the way,
I don't know.
There was two of them.
Yeah, there was.
See, I thought it was.
There was two of them, and then there was the one with the one
character.
The other one.
Okay, yeah. But like the two that
two were with them.
They were the main characters. I don't know who did the voices, but they kind of sound familiar.
They did.
Okay, I'll say this: the main one, Tars. He sounded like the actor who played the character that comes in later in the movie. I'm not sure if I'm right about that. I could be wrong, but it sounded like him.
You think so?
Yeah, it sounded like him to me. Even at the end, when he still sounded like the actor. I don't want to say who it is. I think I'm wrong about that.
I want to look into that now.
Yeah, we need to look. Who did the voice of the Tars? Damn. I don't know, like, I don't like to get in discussion, like, what are people going to think about this, like, in 10, 20 years out? You never know. But a lot of people have been, like, kind of mixed in this movie.
I'm mixed. So that
I'm mixed, not because I think it's badly written, I just kind of, like...
I don't think it was badly written.
No, it's not badly written. Well, two characters are not...
Couple parts.
Two characters are not written that well. Maybe they'll change. We'll watch it a second time, but like everyone else was written well. It's just that what's in the movie. What's in the movie? It's just that we're not getting it.
I liked how he started off.
Mm-hmm. The story.
Like one of the two characters. I liked how he started off.
Okay.
And then once you find out what's really going on, that's when it got confusing. Like what?
The twist.
Yeah. Once he, does what he does.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was like, what is going on?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because at the end, it didn't seem like it was going to, like, what his plan was. It didn't seem like it was gonna work.
Actually, I'm kind of like
the character himself said it wasn't gonna work. Really.
Yeah. So that's why I think it was kind of dumb.
I was like, why is he trying to do this then?
Yeah.
If where they're at isn't the, for what they're trying to do wasn't gonna work. They had to go to.
One thing like them also like, I'm kind of having the same confusion about confusion about I did it with Inception the first time I saw it was their main goal. Okay, how did they exactly what were they exactly looking for them that would make their goal possible once I went to space? There's things in the movie. Okay.
Like, what do you mean?
I'm gonna have to kind of
like what was their main?
Okay, I'm gonna have to get this away, but it had to do with the crops, right? The crops.
Like, what was the main reason that they were leaving?
No. I knew why the main reason, but I don't know how exactly were they gonna achieve it. You know what I mean?
Like find a new planet.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's something else stupidity. I think I might have spaced out when they.
All this like traveling and stuff.
Okay.
Well, the whole point was to find a new planet.
Okay.
A new planet that's habitable.
See, for some reason, no, but like they're trying to save the Earth. Remember?
No, they weren't.
At first they did.
Well, they weren't trying to save the.
Oh, they're trying to save the people.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They were trying to save the people.
Okay.
They're trying to find a new planet that was habitable.
Okay, I see what you mean.
But I think.
Okay.
I'm trying to say something, but I don't want to spoil the movie.
Okay, I got it now. Okay, I got it.
I think.
I got it now. I just, for some reason, I don't know why I was confused about that just for a second ago.
No, they're trying to find a new planet.
That's what happens when Nolan goes full Nolan.
But I think what was happening, because later on it becomes a big part of the movie, so I can't say it, like what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, what they don't really explain is what is going on in Earth. They say there's a shortage of food, but like.
Well, why it happened?
Like why happened, and you just see all this dust.
Well, they had to do like the soil of the Earth is no good anymore. You can't really grow crops that last long.
That's true.
That's.
Did they say that in the movie?
Yeah, it's something like that. It's the Earth itself is dying, and if you don't have good soil, and
then why were they looking for farmers?
Oh, to go to space? No, sorry.
His son. Remember how his son has said, "We need farmers."
Early in the movie? Oh,
yeah.
Is
that for the new planet?
I'm guessing, but no, that doesn't make any sense because remember,
why would they need if
the mission was supposed to be secret, right? Remember that?
Yeah. So they didn't know about the mission.
No, it was just like
So they were looking like. Remember how he said that his son was gonna be a good farmer?
Yeah.
Like we need more farmers. Well, why would you need more farmers? The Earth is dying.
See again, like that's okay, and I'm confused again.
See, that's what I'm like. Wait, I just am not thinking about it.
Okay, I'll say this. Anyone who's seen the movie and understands it, please explain it in the comment
Leave it a comment, yeah.
Please,
because those people, like, when we had the parent teacher meeting, they didn't know anything about the mission. No one knows anything about the mission.
No,
he said
it's a secret thing from NASA.
Yeah. So I don't think they knew the Earth was really dying. I just think there was a shortage of food, and they need like more farmers. Because they were saying like we don't. Because you know how Matthew McConaughey was getting mad because they're saying his son wasn't going to be good for nothing besides farmer, but that's what they need, farmers.
Okay, I don't know if this is a negative. I hope it's not, but how they explain at the end why Matthew McConaughey, like eventually how he found out about everything. Like, but
what do you mean? Like once he?
Why? Okay, like how they found. Okay, they explain why the stuff that happens in the beginning, why it happened. At the end, they explain that why all the stuff that happens. Okay, I'll just say the low girl's room.
Okay.
All that stuff.
They explain how that happened.
Why it happened. It was like everything was all meant to be or something like that.
It was like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Something like that.
Yeah, because like.
Again, explain to us. everything.
I thought it was gonna be like something like once it got to the black hole, they got back in time, and it just keeps like going around in circles, something
But still,
like that.
like,
That's what I was like.
But at the same time, even though I know it seems like we're like trying to pick apart the movie or something, but like
I'm just trying to find parts to understand the movie.
No, at the same time, I don't know about you, but like I was super fascinated, but it's like I'm fascinated by it, but at the same time I don't know. I can't grasp everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I can't say I enjoyed the film when I came out all confused.
Yeah.
I liked the film, but I can't say I really enjoyed the film because a lot of not all the time, but towards like the third act, it really had me thinking like, what the hell was going on?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is that happening? Why is this happening? Like, how did?
Especially the very end. What happened to the very end? I'm just like, okay. I'll say this.
Did they play baseball?
No. Don't get that fucking brother. No. I'll say, who the hell hunt? Anyway, I'll say, I'm talking about the very, very end. Like the last shot of the movie.
Okay.
I would say, if I didn't know any better, I would say, like, that's like a, a cliffhanger to a sequel or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's Nolan-esque right there.
But at the same time, like, did it all come full circle?
Like to like my explanation, like my reasoning?
Yeah, your I guess, but at the same time, how does that make sense? Unless I missed something. Again, like, there's probably, like, so many things we missed, and we're not...
Well, I guess the only way... You know how she told him to go, and that was the last shot? The only way that's reasonable if he kind of goes back in time, in a way. Like, my reasoning...
Okay.
Because
maybe that's true.
That's the only a black hole, maybe a black.
Maybe that's true because what Matthew McConaughey character does at the end, what he does, okay, it's possible. Like, okay, I can buy that.
Because that's the only.
Okay, yeah. That's
because if that last shot is something completely different from where
everything else happened,
why would you want to?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I see what you mean. It has to connect, like.
Yeah.
Okay, now that you mentioned like Matthew McConaughey, okay, I'm replaying the ending in my head again, how I remembered. I could see that making sense. It's just maybe watching it a second time would confirm that it does make sense to me. Also, another thing, I was kind of like one thing, another thing I didn't get was how. Let's see, what much time do you have? 30 minutes. Okay. Another thing I didn't get, like, Matthew McConaughey tells Anne Hathaway's character something about a guy she cares for. Right? Remember that scene? Who the fuck were they talking about? They weren't talking about the character that shows up later in the movie. They're talking about some other character. Who
I thought it was.
It wasn't
nobody from the station.
Or that was with them, was it?
I was thinking it was a guy.
Okay, it was one of the characters. Okay, it was one the other
one of the crew members.
The other astronaut.
Yeah, when they were.
Okay, they had to.
That's the only. I don't remember his name.
Okay, maybe we missed his name, and then they say his name in that scene.
They say his name in that scene. Yeah, I just missed his name, but I think it was that character.
Okay. It had to.
That's the only character I was thinking of the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that character wanted to go to the other planet. Remember when they were talking about it? Maybe I missed it. Maybe I don't remember it.
Yeah.
But I think that's the whole. I think that's the character.
Again, explain in the comment section.
Because I don't remember. There wasn't a character back at home. And there was no character. And the character, that.
Yeah, no.
Later on. Yeah. He's the only one that I thought of at the moment was going to be the guy they were talking about. That's the only guy I came up with.
This movie's so confusing. What's so awesome too, because every scene. Okay, I'll say that every sequence in space, even though there's like that the sequence with what that other character is doing, it's still like just visually and just visually, it's amazing. What's going on in space? The ship spinning. Every time, I thought it was we're lucky door. Like every time the tar machine moved, it was incredible. It was like it's like a huge M, right? A huge M. If you guys can, there's a guy in the outside. You want to lock your door? Lock the door. Anyway.
So the tar, what were we saying?
This guy's gone. I don't know where the fuck he is at. There's a guy outside rapping or something.
He was looking at us and rapping at the same time.
I don't know where the fuck he's at. I'm scared. Anyway,
what were you saying about TARDIS?
Fuck, dude. Okay. TARDIS.
What's his name?
Tars.
Tard.
Like the way he moved. the way he moved is like.
It looked weird.
He's like a giant. It's like almost like a giant M. Like a huge. It reminded me of like the M. But he has like legs. But he also has extra legs inside his legs.
Like they open up.
Yeah, to carry things.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I like the way the design of that robot. Mm-hmm. And like every scene with him and Matthew McConaughey was funny. But okay,
they don't explain like.
What else they don't explain?
Oh. Well, I was assuming they were in the kind of in the future, right?
They explained that. I got that. I was confused about the time stuff at first.
No. In the beginning, they weren't like in present time.
They never say the year.
Yeah, but like when
it's present time in that.
When his,
you know what I mean?
his wife's, his father-in-law.
Yeah, his father-in-law.
When he's explaining, he's like, back in my day, there was new stuff coming out every time, like every.
Yeah, but they never.
So I thought I was thinking of more. I was like, in myself, I was thinking of, like, he was part of our generation. You know how we get like new things, like every 6 months, a year. So I'm guessing it was like far into the future.
But they keep it ambiguous what year it's actually at.
Yeah, they never say what year they're in. They never say what year his father-in-law's from or anything like that. But I was just in my head because the way he was explaining things, like, we're coming up with, back in my day, we came up with a lot of new things. And I'm assuming it's in the future since, the Earth is dying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they need a new planet.
I just finished my milk duds. Anything else?
Just thinking about it.
Yeah. I was like, the whole time. What? Oh man. Watch it, but pay more attention than we did because
take like a whole course of quantum physics.
Yes, if you yeah.
And like anything with do with
science,
black holes and
space and gravity and all that stuff. Like the gravity and time stuff I got.
I understood that.
All the
kind
wormholes
of,
and
like that. Like the wormhole, like the whole they thing.
Yeah, there's something that's vague, like something that's like scratching.
Because it's weird. Because if they put it there,
but Matthew McConaughey explains that a little bit at the end. I don't know if you caught that. He kind of does. But again, I can't say it because it's.
But you know how like she's reaching.
Yeah, but they explained that though. They showed it. Remember, at the end, they do. Not how. Now.
How it happened?
No. How they show how it happened. They don't explain who created like a
dimension, an extra dimension.
Yeah, whatever. I think I gave up whatever this. But sorry. I'll say watch the movie, but prepare yourself from a lot of stuff and things.
What would you rate it?
I can't even rate this movie.
Not after the first time watching it?
No. I can't rate this movie.
It's
I'll just say,
watch
it, but...
Good. It was a good film.
It's entertaining. No, it's entertaining, but...
It's entertaining.
But there's a lot of stuff that happens that too much for a human brain to sink in.
I can't say there was ever a part I was bored or not into the film.
No, it's not. No, there's not a part that was boring, but like... because, I mean, it was either like... I get it. I'm entertained, or I'm entertained, but I have questions. But hopefully it will.
I'd give right now.
Hopefully I'll like it a lot more, and I understand it more the second time I see it.
It's hard to dock it point. I mean,
I can't rate this movie. It's unreadable after the first view.
Out of 10, for the first time, like between 7.5 and an 8. 7.5, between 7.5 and an 8.
I can't.
It's tough to rate it, but that's what I give it right now. I might give it something higher once I rewatch it.
By the way, 2 years ago, when we watched Dark Knight Rises, we're all like, that was like one of the best things. Remember that?
Yeah.
Too bad I don't have the video anymore, but
we did a review on that, didn't we?
Yeah, but that
it was just like voices.
No. Yeah,
on Alexa's phone. It was on Alexa's phone.
But that was that video was gone.
It was in her old
phone,
right?
Yeah, it's gone. But we pretty much
shut up, Tom.
We got that easily, pretty much. And we're like, oh my god.
Most, I mean, not
but like, I was okay.
Because even after Inception, I wasn't like, what's going on?
No, but like, I was more positive.
Yeah.
Inception. It's just like their main goal. I don't know what the fuck they did this. The main goal. I was a little lost in that movie the first time I saw it, but I was still so entertained because it was fucking awesome. This one I was entertained, but I had more questions. I was more confused. But pretty much almost every Nolan movie I see, it gets better after the second time. We'll see that.
So, Dark Knight.
Yeah. Dark Knight.
I think that was just the most epic the first time I saw it.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's hard to compare it to his other movies.
What is Batman?
Because I've seen all those other movies at least 3 times or more. His Batman movies I've seen like 10 times. This one, that's only the first time, so it's not really fair. But I know we're gonna drag it on.
Yeah, we're gonna have. So.
But
that's basically all we can say without giving too much.
Watch it. I don't know. I've said that like 4 times already. Watch it in theaters, but
whoever's watched it, leave your reasoning or your logic, whatever you got out of the movie in the comments.
Yeah, if you're confused, tell us.
What were you confused about?
If you're not confused, and you please explain us
to some part, like whatever you got from the movie, just explain what you basically understood from it.
Yeah.
And if you have similar questions, basically.
There needs to be like they should have handed out. Oh no, I'm not gonna say that. Well, okay, I'll say it anyway. They should have handed like something out for people in case people were confused, so they can understand it in the book or something. But I think
like a pamphlet.
Pamphlet. But I think like if we watch it a second time or a third time, we will get it more. I have a feeling. Hopefully. But it was a Christopher Nolan movie.
It's as simple as
and
that.
that's never a bad thing. If he's the director. Okay. Steel. Damn, we should have done a review for that. Fuck, that would have been epic as hell. Because oh my god. Everyone knows.
Everyone would have hated us.
We will get some support. But
a lot of hate mail.
I'm pretty sure we got a lot of hate mail. But damn, what was I gonna say? Next week, number 2.
Let's not get into that right now.
But
we'll keep going on.
That's a little preview. Yeah. Next week, number 2. But final words about Interstellar? I pretty much said what I need to say.
Overall, it was very good, entertaining. Matthew McConaughey proved himself again to be one of the top-notch actors out there, for males at least, and females, but definitely males. Hope he gets nominated. I'm sure he will for an Oscar.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You don't think this is Oscar?
Not because I don't think he deserves it. I just
because it's Nolan.
Because probably.
But either way, it was good performance. Good film. Definitely recommend to watch it. But just warning, it is confusing as hell.
If you're not familiar with quantum physics and black holes and wormholes.
Yeah, science is not my my
favorite subject.
Nope.
It wasn't my favorite subject
Never
either.
was. Never will be, especially after this movie.
Maybe once
Damn you, Nolan.
Maybe once we get it, then we'll probably like science more. Like, thank you,
Yeah.
Nolan. Fuck you, science. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. And I want to say this one last time. If you've seen the movie and you got it pretty much, please explain it to us in the comment section. All right. All right. Adios.
Long